How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Communities Connected. We are back with episode 104. I'm Julio Sanchez. I feel like every single time I keep doing the intro, I change it up. I keep forgetting how I really want it to be, but I will pick it out eventually. Actually, I should readdress this at some point because, as you guys have noticed, I've been going more live on YouTube. Again, reason being I'm doing it is because we get better quality. I feel like every single time I listen back to the videos, I personally feel like the quality is better. If you guys want to pitch in, let me know what you think is better or what streams better. Maybe I'll go back to Facebook, but I know I keep dabbling within between both and made it a little confusing for you guys. So I'm gonna make sure I actually make a separate post and let everybody know. So if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel so then you'll get notified when we do any episodes that are live. Obviously, you'll want to catch on once I have, a guest or something. That's when it really gets fun. I have fun here by myself, but man, I can't explain how awesome the last few episodes have been. Like I said, I think the interviews are getting better. And as I'm going to bring back people who have come through, I'm going to start mixing in a few other ones. So we'll see familiar faces with new faces or two familiar faces that we've seen before that never got a chance to interact. That's kind of what I want to start doing. So I'll be digging a little more into that. So there's just a few other things that I have in store for you guys. We're going to have brand new artists. I talked to two new guys. One, I believe, is coming Wednesday. I got to get this message out and make sure things are still going to be going the right way, as I assume they should be. But if they don't, they don't. But yeah, hopefully these people I got to talk to last few days still are going to be available. I'm really grateful that they even had the time and took the time to talk to me this past week. And this past weekend was bomb. Like, a lot of things have been happening. And I'm just happy that I have something to always keep me positive and kind of always moving. There's brand new skills I'm trying to learn. Everything is kind of happening all at once. But like I said, I like being active, saying yes to things. And with that being said, I feel like that's actually a trait a lot of my friends have, especially the ones I'm really staying close to now. I've been noticing just kind of the characters I'm being around. And you guys have obviously heard, I keep bringing it up. Make sure you guys are being around the right people. That's going to make a huge difference in your life. And sometimes what you end up finding out is the right people are the people you didn't think you'd have the best connection with. Or someone that I thought I'd be wasting their time. Turns out not really. We're both benefiting from each other's time. So making those right connections are going to be the very best thing you can do for yourself, I believe. Again, I'm not the key. I don't want to tell you how to run your life. But I do feel like a lot of us would share that when good things have happened, because we're surrounding ourselves with the right people and they're influencing us. And that's really why I wanted to talk about today was those people have really shown me, like, to me, the word discipline. That was actually a big conversation I had this weekend with a person. And I was really grateful. They took the time because they've caught the show. They knew somebody that was on the show. So then they were more like forward to come talk to me. And just the kind of feedback I was getting from her was phenomenal. Like, it made me feel good just because she was appreciating what I was doing. And, I was appreciating her for watching. And so now that I'm meeting people, there's like a quicker conversation, especially when they've got to watch any of the content. And I still kind of get a little shy when people bring up that they've watched my content. Not because I'm self-conscious of it. It's just I don't know how to handle that situation at the moment because newer people are coming to talk to me. And what I'm getting is, because I share so much of my opinions, because I share kind of what's been on my thought, they have a connection with me that they know me in a sense. So it's kind of cool when people just walk up to me and it's almost natural how they're talking to me because they've gotten a sense of what I think. And so, again, it just kind of shies me out just because I'm not used to that. So it's all really come around from what I've been shown through people. And what I was actually getting to when I got sidetracked in that conversation I had with this person is we were talking about like discipline. When we hit that topic, I was telling them the person that they know, really well-known in person, but it's because of how they carry themselves, and because they've been on the show, I've made a better connection with them. I've been hanging out more, and just the way they carry themselves, I actually truly believe that he is successful for the reasons that he is. Actually, I don't know why I'm really covering up a lot of the he's and she's, but really I'm talking about Jonathan. We were having a conversation about Jonathan. and Andrew. They've been guys I've been hanging out more recently now, and what they're showing me is, their case of discipline. We were talking about those two, and it was anything. If you were just to see them on the street, you would think, and not to knock anyone else, but we're all in a sense of busy. But when you see the kind of busy they create that they're comfortable with, it's crazy. They're always out and about doing stuff, trying to make sure they're pushing their music. And with Jonathan, he's so hard working, writing lyrics, and so people see how he works. And now that I've gotten closer to work with him, knowing a few of his in secrets, kind of what's coming out, I see how he's been thinking, and it's helped me. And I like restructure how I produce the show, how I kind of go about it, making sure I'm doing things to my liking. And what I've realized is what he's done, and it's the same case I see with Gonzalo, I see with my mom, who's created her own business too, is they discipline themselves, and even though a lot of us like to push that off when people are telling us kind of how to do stuff, I actually keep repeating, don't live by other people's rules, but there's a catch, and I think discipline will show you that. You want to make sure you're doing things for the best positive for you, but it also makes sure you're not stubborn. I've always also brought up that you want to take in people's opinions. So where I stand on that, let's see if I can clear this out a little bit, is the way I want to discipline myself, the way I want to spend my time doing the things I want to do when I'm pushing myself towards any project I want to complete. I like to do things a certain way. And the more I hang out with these guys is when they're bringing out their products, they do things at like such a more strict way that I look up to it, really. I say strict way in a positive way. I know when we hear the word strict, normally it means negative, but when you're talking about like a self-discipline, how you're going to carry yourself, I feel like you got to be, we'll say morals, right? You want to be strict of how you come about, how people perceive you. You don't want to create a wrong character, but you want to know the things you do is right. So when you're running anything, and they're running a brand new business, the things they're doing, the way Jonathan's promoting his music, they're running things at like such an awesome pace, and the way they do their business to me is awesome, because that means all the success they've seen, they've built like a structure. And I know we've talked about when you start an idea, you want to do something, you want to have a really, really good foundation. Past the foundation, you want to make sure you can always follow like a good schematic. And I think the best way I've reiterated that was, learning the recipe from people, but also not being afraid to change the recipe so you can make it your own. So again, someone's going to teach you how to do things. And I feel like that's what they've been doing. They've really been honing down on listening and seeing how they want to run things based on what they've seen people being successful through. And that's kind of what I've always done with things when I'm teaching, when I'm learning. I almost kind of follow a pattern. I want to make sure I'm asking the right questions. I know what type of questions I want to be asking when I don't understand stuff. And I'm okay with being looked at weird because I don't understand something. I'd rather be looked at weird and have them re-explain it than me walking out messing up something completely. And now I'm going to look weird and in a negative light, because I didn't show that I cared to ask. So that's just the way I like to carry myself. I like to ask questions. I don't care about being wrong. I don't care about messing up. I care about learning and eventually doing it right. That's something I really like to reiterate a lot. But yeah, make sure you're always following some type of schematic that you're comfortable following. If you had a company that builds and you're wonderful building anything, how would you set your rules to make sure that things are built the right way? That's the kind of way you want to make sure you're looking at things. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. It's just how I go about things. I keep saying the way you, but it's just like when I speak to you guys, I'm almost like talking to myself in a mirror. I found this to be a really healthy way to express what I'm feeling, what I want to accomplish. And with your guys' support, it pushes me to do things and to push myself in brand new ways I didn't know I could. And I'm seeing like the positiveness you guys reinforce back. So that's why I keep doing these videos and kind of say you, because I don't see myself any different than anyone else. We're all human. We all kind of like still trying to figure out life. I just decided to do this. I know there's lots of people, and I keep trying to follow people on Instagram who are doing the same thing. So it's nice to know we can share passions with people. We're not following the crowd. We're finding ways to be ourselves and be individuals, and that's okay. You want to make sure you're an individual. And the way I wanted to do it, well, I ended up creating this and I followed the schematic I wanted to. I'm still learning on how to do it. That's why I keep flipping which platform I'm going to use, whether I'm using Facebook or I'm using YouTube, and it makes it confusing sometimes. I might lose some people because I do things at like a irrational way. I'm not the most organized person, but I'm figuring it out, and that's what I'm comfortable doing. I'm comfortable being wrong. I'm comfortable messing it up 100%. But in the end, I know I'm going to be doing these things because I want to eventually get something right. And that's me, my schematic. My schematic has a full plan of how I'm going to mess up. Granted, I'm not planning a perfect thing in the first try. And that's really what I always look forward to, and why I like taking new challenges is because I want to make sure that when I do something new, I'm going to have fun messing it up, And I think that's part of life. That's part of everything we do. Is messing up can be fun. Messing up can be sad, can lead to really bad things, but messing up can also lead to very positive things. And I actually kind of saw that I saw Jonathan perform, I saw him perform this Saturday, put up a live video. It was phenomenal watching him perform. He went out there and showed up. I saw other artists go there. And as we were noticing, talking to him, eventually I kind of got the guts to go out there and talk to them because I was seeing what they were doing and I really wanted to get to know them, give them a platform to talk about themselves. And when I talked to them, they gave me the love and feedback that they've seen the show. So that kind of blew me away. That's why I started off the show with saying it's an interesting feeling to know people are watching. And when they give you the type of feedback, when you're going there to give them feedback on their stuff, it's awesome. So once I got to talking to them, a few of those that I talked to, they said this was their very first performance. And I was like, you know what? That's wonderful. I am so glad this is your first performance. You know why? Because you took that step to do the first performance. And let me tell you, from back here, you looked natural. You looked comfortable. And the way we were watching people is just, whether you're starting or going, people are better than you. Don't look at that in a negative light. You're just as equal because you're fighting for the same thing. And it's kind of an awesome fight. And I think that's what networking in the end makes fun. You're all going towards a passion, and yeah, you're going to meet people who don't want to share their secrets. It's cool. That's their schematic to their success. You're going to meet tons of people who are going to be cool sharing their secrets. That's awesome too. You got to have both things to know how to succeed. And obviously not everyone's going to tell you their full secrets, but that's kind of the awesome chase you're going to be doing. You're going to be learning the sauce like I've talked about before, but you're learning how to discipline yourself. You're going to see how people are being successful. Take examples. Don't cherish them as examples, but you want to learn how to take in examples. Learn yourself right from wrong. Not let everyone tell you what right from wrong is. You want to make sure you always have your own personal character. And that's why I also say, don't let people run your life, but you do want to take examples of them. It's kind of confusing, but it was like, I'd say don't let them cook for you, but let them teach you how to cook, and eventually you keep cooking yourself. You wouldn't want someone always cooking for you, making sure they have some above you, and the day decide to stop cooking for you, you're going to die. That's not what you want. You want to make sure you learn from this person, keep a good relationship. Some relationships crumble, it's okay, but learn how to give to people as they're giving to you. It's a two-way highway, two-way street. I don't know what the metaphor really is in that one. Oh, well, like I said, I'm okay messing up. I'm okay knowing I'm not going to know everything. And that's probably a really simple thing to know, but one of you guys will, correct me. So correct me on that. I'll say it right the next time. That's cool too. But yeah, that's kind of what's been hitting me all day. And all weekend through watching what's been happening. People are having their own success. It's just wonderful to see that they have their own sense of discipline. And I really, really admire what each one of those persons was doing. The two guys that I met at Mocha Moments, they'll be coming on the show. They have their own form of disciplines. They've had their forms of slip ups, but they learned. And that's, to me, is the most wonderful part, is when we slip up, we learn how to be a little more disciplined with ourselves so we don't slip up. And if we do slip up, we know how to fix it. So hoping you guys are having an awesome day. Really happy to bring you guys episode 104. Thank you to all you guys who've been tuning in. This is actually an extra part of a video I'm gonna do here in a second. But all you guys that have been liking the page, we're to 400 likes. That truly means a lot. And with us getting there, between everyone that's helped come along on the show, bring content, bring quality, some fun to it, that's why it's gotten to where it's at. So huge thank you to each one of you guys, whether you liked it, you commented, you came on the show, everything. It really means a lot. And I'm just blown away again with how far this is getting. But it's cool because it's pushing me to do new things. And I hope, just like the same way the people that are meeting, they're pushing me in the same way. This kind of helps you a little bit. Awesome. That's really all I want to do. Is I want to show you guys people that are inspirational and see what you want to do. To me, it's great that we can just have a quick and easy way to influence each other. And we can do it in a very, very quick, positive way. Whole different characters. None of us are going to be the same. And that's what's going to make it awesome, because eventually you guys will relate to one of them. May not relate to me. That's okay. One of these guys that's going to come along, you eventually relate to. And that's what we're looking for, is to see that there's something you needed to hear, whether in person, on here, and we'll be back